Welcome to the Rooted Warriors, the podcast where the bonds of sisterhood are not just celebrated, but explored through laughter, tears, and everything in between. Join me and my two dearest friends as we dive deep into the roots of our own friendships, sharing stories and challenges. Whether you're looking for inspiration, advice, or just a good story, we're here to bring a piece of our sisterhood right into your life.
Hey there, my confetti queens and kings. Can you believe it? Another year is closing its chapter and we're excited to step boldly into 2025 together, stronger with hearts full of gratitude for every moment we've shared this past year. We're popping off this special New Year's episode with all the energy and excitement you've come to expect and maybe a little extra sparkle to match the occasion. Today, we're celebrating you, the journey we've been on together, and the moments from 2024 that made us laugh, cry, and cheer each other on.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yes, it is.
2024 in the books.
Peace out, 2024.
Can you believe it? Our first year Rooted Warriors.
We made it happen.
We did.
And we all were super busy this year. We had a lot going on. But
What
this
are
was
the
a priority.
statistics?
I think they only make it how many episodes?
That's a really, here, I'll look it up while you guys talk.
Okay, I think it's like 8 episodes or something like that. It's not very many. But we made it a goal that we wanted to do this podcast. And we had, each of us had our individual reasons why we wanted to do it. Then we had a group reason why we wanted to do it. And I personally found it unbelievably fulfilling.
And we've had some pretty traumatic things happen.
As
some
individuals,
little life-altering things that we've made it through
Together.
And
with our tribe.
And it's so crazy how much growth was here. Oh, so the average podcast doesn't make it past 7 episodes.
Wow. How many do we have
How
right
many
now?
do we have?
We have, I should know this off the top of my head, but I'm editing another one right now. I just want to be sure. We have 31.
Oh my God.
But by the time this comes out, we will have like 33.
Wow. Congratulations, ladies.
Congratulate 5 times the amount, basically.
And you know, I really want to thank our tribe members. They have been loyal. They've been listening. We appreciate you guys.
And we do this all for you.
We do.
You know what I mean? We come here because we love you guys and we just want to talk to each other and like share our information. And it's you that drives us on.
And a little bit of therapy.
It is therapy. It's a little bit of therapy.
Very therapeutic.
100%.
So it's been quite a year, hasn't it not?
It has. It has.
Gosh, I'm so excited about this. We are wrapping up 2024 and welcoming in 2025.
I can't wait.
Oh my God. So exciting.
Yeah.
It's like what has happened and what is coming.
Yeah. And you know what? We had so many great episodes.
Agreed.
And I feel like I learned a lot of life lessons through our journey this year. One of the episodes that really hit me was the boundary episode, the importance of protecting our peace and setting limits. That was a big one for me. And the fabric of love, exploring love as a foundation of our lives.
Those are good ones.
Yeah, I like those ones a lot.
We did some good ones in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
I know. I was just looking at them again and how like the step parent journey.
That was great.
Right. Thriving with your true crew and checking in on your best friend or
Love
your
that.
friends. Like I just felt like those were so good. I know we had some fun ones too, but we'll talk about how Jeremiah annihilated us with the president.
He ripped our butts, dude.
Seriously.
It was
I used to
embarrassing.
think I was smart and then I found out I wasn't.
He debunked that.
Right. Thanks, Mo.
For all of us. Sorry, no offense, man. And then I really enjoyed the purpose during and after grief, and having those deep, conversations about healing and recovery. I like that a lot.
That was really good. I really, because who doesn't go through all of these that we're talking about? You know what I mean? Like
and there's grief in so many forms. Like that was one of the things that we learned.
You know what one I really liked with Stacy here was the one about perspective.
That was great.
Yes. And just like clearing the smudges off of
the lenses.
The lenses.
Well, we were just talking about that, like how you see things differently
So different,
now.
so clear, so crystal clear.
But
now.
that's because you wipe them off and you've healed from those things.
Yeah.
Those lenses. That's really cool. One of my favorites was, I know it was a really controversial topic, but was vaccines to shoot or not to shoot.
And my daughter Hannah really took all of that to heart, and she's read a few books since.
Aww.
And she is adamant as far as how she's going to vaccinate or not vaccinate her children, and also about what she feeds her children. And it was really impactful, I think, for Hannah.
We did impact somebody.
We did.
I love
at least
that.
one person.
At least, right?
For sure. And I love the episodes where we're just laughing and having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's almost like, what's the topic? Because it doesn't even matter.
That
It's
happens to us about half the time. We start off on a topic and we just go on tangents, but
That's
it's
true.
great. It's a fun journey.
So we had some really great guests on here. Did you guys have any quote unquote favorites? I love them all, but like, did you have any favorite guests that we had on?
I think Robbie was my favorite guest as far as like, Robbie is very different than myself. Like, I don't think that we have exactly the same points of view on things, both religiously and other ways. But I have such a profound respect for him. And I enjoyed his calmness and his steadiness and his maturity beyond his years.
And, he and I may not agree necessarily on our beliefs when it comes to religion and that type of stuff either, but he and I we did agree on the love. He comes from such a great place of love.
He does.
He's so peaceful.
Yeah.
I mean, we need more of that. We're inviting Robbie back on.
For sure.
I think I loved having my mother-in-law on.
Yeah, Terry was great.
Yes,
Terry was great.
I liked her theory of the 3 stages of life.
I did too.
So much truth in everything that she shared with us. It was like she was giving us the keys that day instead of us doing it.
Yeah, I agree. And then I felt like Stacy is just a great 4th chair. Like, she's a great one to have on.
Yeah, she's just like
often.
a friend.
She's like a friend that comes on. She's very intelligent. She's been through a lot. She has a lot of experience in life.
I was just going through all of our episodes, and one of the things that like really got me, and I loved talking to her, even on the side off the air, was Driven by Doe.
Oh yeah, she was great.
R5 Cottage.
She was great. She was great.
Brittany came on and she talked about, I don't know.
Yeah, and even some of the stuff that was off podcast was great.
Oh yeah.
It was really funny. Yeah.
I really liked her food she brought us.
Yeah, I like that too.
I think that's what I mean by
I enjoyed that
off
too.
off
I
air.
like that too, for sure. For sure.
By the way, Robbie, thank you for serenading. That was so
That
great.
was beautiful.
That was so
nice.
fun.
Yeah.
That was the very first time that's ever happened on our podcast.
It was really cool. Yeah.
We need more of music.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool to have a musical guest like once a month. That'd be kind of fun to showcase.
Just
to
come in
people.
and serenade us.
Yeah, I love that.
Just sing to us.
What do you think was a lesson that you learned throughout this year, ladies, dealing with podcasts? What's something that you didn't know prior to podcasts that now you know?
That it was going to be so difficult.
Yeah, exactly. It's a job.
I definitely thought that we were just going to come in here and it was going to be all fun and games and easy peasy. And I think the 3 of us just learning to connect, learning our differences, learning how to power through things, learning how to agree to disagree.
Yes.
I didn't think that would be a thing. And when it became a thing, watching us go through it and come out on top, I think was incredibly, I mean, and I know our listeners don't know a lot about that. So it's kind of cool sharing it with them. It's just things that you don't really think about when you start a podcast or a hobby or anything else for that matter.
Yeah. And you don't really know your voice yet, right? So in the beginning, none of us, you just don't quite know you
and
yet.
You kind of hate it, your own voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And just how to speak and how you want to come across, you know, how you're portraying yourself, and are you doing it to a likeness that the light you want to, sometimes it's hard. You get wrapped up in moments and you get in your emotions and all your feels and all of those things. And, you know, we've walked away plenty of times going, shit.
Is that right? I shouldn't have said
need to
that.
edit that, right?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of us because most of the time we didn't.
It's not very much editing. And, you know, I think it's also being okay with being our authentic selves, which we've had a problem with that. You know, all of us we're like, oh, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if this is the light that I want to show of me. And it's like, no, like, fuck it. This is me. Yeah. And you either like it or you don't. No one is asking you to love it. I'm just being honest with you. This is who I am.
Right.
And I think, you know, the 3 of us coming together, the reason that the 3 of us are together is that we're all 3 so different. And in any job or any relationship, understanding that you're going to have trials in that because we are such different people. We're not going to see things from the same light, but coming to a place of understanding and saying, hey, like this person has a point. Let's try to make that work.
And what it was your reaction to it.
Yes.
It's like that to me was like a big learning thing. It's not even about how you want to be. It's like a mixture of how you want to be portrayed and still be genuine. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I don't know. I feel like that was like I was very authentic. I still am like I try to be more myself now than I ever was. Yeah. Even crying on the air or doing anything like that. It was hard to let emotions out.
And talking about personal things, you know, like, all of us are business owners. All of us are in public eye. And, we've talked about it before that, people have a perception of us and they think they know our story and they don't really know our story. Mm-hmm. And my whole thing was, I'm going to tell them the real story now. Like if you're going to talk shit about me and you're going to do whatever, you're going to know the real Mo. And that is what they're getting. But I think the biggest thing that I learned is how much I enjoy listening to other people. Like I love our fourth chair. I love our guest. I love hearing your guys' stories. I feel like I'm your guys' biggest fan. Like I love to hear you guys on podcast.
Me?
I love,
yes. Us? I thought you were talking about guests.
You guys. Oh. I love it. And it's not just because you guys are my friends. It's because I genuinely love hearing your guys' stories, your insight, your own intelligence. Like I love all of that.
It's such a mutual respect.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Because if we didn't respect each other, then we would hate listening to this.
We would hate that.
And it's gathering together with knowledge, right? It's
and
the
purpose.
Knowledge, that we can bring to each other and enlightening each other's life, and just little tidbits that we bring throughout the week of things that we learn that we can share that maybe we wouldn't have shared.
We wouldn't have.
It's the truth.
Right.
Well, we just wouldn't. We're so busy. Like we said, we're business owners, so we wouldn't have come together and talked about these things without being pushed into the same room.
Yes. And I think the world teaches us to mask, which is one of the things that I've been trying to preach to others around me is let's stop showing people what they want to see and what we think makes us look good, but let's just show them the real deal. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've talked about this on podcasts or not, but I have an ex-worker of mine that had a baby. And she posted a bunch of pictures of them trying to take a picture of the baby for this photo shoot. And it was a disaster.
So cute.
And she posted all of the pictures of the disaster. And I thought it was the best post of 2024, in my opinion, because it was so genuine, so real. And I loved it. And it made me love her and her baby 10 times more because it's real.
It's relatable.
It's real. It's relatable. And that's how I want us all to live our lives.
And I feel like it's, like, how everything comes full circle.
Yes.
Right. So it started and there's this huge peak. And I think that it has come to a head and people are now starting to like look around and be like,
the hell?
Do I need this?
Yeah.
Is this what I need? Like I was thinking about it today when I was walking up the grand staircase is who wants a giant house that's empty?
Yeah. It's a nightmare. It's a lot of work.
This is so much.
It's so much.
For what?
That's why he wants to sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he could be like that guy right there and that guy right there and keeping up with the Joneses over here and
it's
keeping up with these Joneses over here.
Completely ignoring his.
And it's like our last episode talking about buying to feel something. It's that quick, dopamine hit, like boom, boom. Oh, I feel better, but I have this house full of shit now.
We always want to compete with someone else.
Yeah.
Always.
And it's like your life looks so great. And I want what you have and I want the luxuries you have, or I want what you have. You know what I mean?
I don't have anything.
I'm just saying that from maybe from your eyes, but from my eyes, right? Mm-hmm. Or somebody might look at me and go, oh, wow, she's got it all. And she's
she's all American. She has this great relationship. She has this great whatever.
Oh, she's traveling everywhere. But what you open that up and what does that box look like on the inside?
Pandora's box.
Yeah. Right. And I think that it has come to this giant head where hopefully our nation and our world and our people realize that we don't need it. We don't need it all.
We
don't. Like, let's get back to our roots. I was just talking to Adam about this the other day. I've gone through 3 vacuums this year and I literally wanted to kick my vacuum's ass just the other day. Like I
everything's junk
ripped
now.
a cord out of the wall and I'm
plastic.
cussing and screaming and I had this flash of this vacuum and we had the same vacuum. my whole life.
Yes, the
growing
metal
up.
one with the red bag.
Yeah, and
Kirby.
Yeah, no, well, like a Kirby, but it had
the cheap one.
It had the cloth bag.
Yes,
and it never broke.
It never broke. My grandma had it. Bob's mom had it. Everybody and their brother
All
had
you
this.
had to do was if it was. If my
like a
parents
Hoover.
were working,
It was like a Hoover.
Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
Hoover, and you just had to walk your ass down to Long's Drug and get the
Belt.
the belt.
Yes, that broke all the time.
And the
It
three
smelled bad.
Yes, and the 3-pack of
Bags.
bags.
Yeah.
That's it.
So true.
And
that,
basic.
and they had it
Vacuum.
for 20 plus. My mother-in-law must have had that thing for 40 years.
Yeah. Do you know
Yeah, true facts.
a vacuum, a toaster? There's a whole list built to last 1 year.
Oh, I believe it. My cell phone, 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah.
China.
When do we as Americans say like this is enough for us? Like it's enough waste. And now I sound like a wacko, but it's just enough. I don't want to buy another effing vacuum.
Every one of my pizza
I want my
parlors, I
vacuum
have to
to
buy
work.
multiple vacuums
A year.
every year.
Yeah.
Just for Falcons, we've bought 3 this year.
Yeah. It's
stupid.
insane.
Cell phones are the same way.
How about like brooms? Like my kids be sweeping and the broom snaps
they literally
in
snap.
half.
They literally snap. And these vacuums are expensive.
Yeah, they are.
I'm not buying crap vacuums.
My mom never went to the store and rebought brooms.
Never. She's the
And
same broom forever.
vacuums. We had the same
mop. The
I
same
swear,
mop. Remember
same
that mop?
Same dish towels. I swear to God.
They're heirlooms.
Same dish towels.
Washcloths.
Same washcloths.
Yep, we use the same
they
bath towel
weren't
forever.
like bullshit.
Yes.
Like we buy now. Everything that we
Is
buy.
crap.
Everything from everything
So
is
true.
disposable.
From
Food.
clothing,
Target is
phones.
disposable. Our relationships are now disposable. We dispose
Everything.
of people. It's insane.
This year?
It's insanity.
It's
I'm going
insanity.
crazy.
No, but this year, I feel like that's where values are going to change.
Yes.
This is our purge year.
Yes.
This is the year to rebuild and purge. So the first half of the year is to purge.
Yes.
Second part of the year, let's rebuild.
Rebuild it.
Yeah. And
Rebuild.
And let's base our podcast on that, ladies. Let's
Yes.
talk about for the first half of it, the purge, and the second half, the rebuild.
Yes.
Love it. Love
Yes.
it.
100%.
I'm excited. I'm
I'm
so
so
excited about this
pumped.
next year because I feel like we've got our bearings. We know what we're doing now. I mean, we don't know everything, but we do know what we're doing.
We know what we want.
Yes. And we know what kind of guests we're looking for. We've talked about that. We want some real professionals on here. We'd like to get a therapist on here. We'd like to get some other people that can bring us some knowledge that we don't have.
Right.
I think that would be really fun. And some really fun road shows because we talked about it last year. We only did one, but we did 2, but we're going to do more road shows.
Four in
During
a
the
year,
summer.
right?
Yeah.
So 1 a quarter. And
Yes.
we will be figuring that out and we will be bringing Rooted Warriors.
Yes, on the road.
On the road.
And then I want to hear from our listeners, our tribe members, things that they'd like to hear from us and what kind of subjects they'd like us to talk about and what kind of people they'd like us to interview and to have in the 4th chair.
Or what do we need to change? What
Yeah.
bothers you? Or what,
Let us know.
what inspires you?
Yeah.
You know?
Help us help you.
Hey, I like
It's not me. It's you.
It's me.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. No, I love that. I think that I don't know. I just think that we had such a great year. It was such a good year of like exposing the weaknesses and the things that we needed to strengthen. And we did that. I feel like we grew so much.
What do you think you did personally, ladies, that was a big growth for you this year and you think it was directly affected by podcast?
I think when you have something in front of you, right, that you're visiting all the time makes you more mindful, right? So the fact that we were gathering once a week and we were talking about all the different types of growth and on each episode, and it keeps you in the habit of challenging each other to be mindful. So I think just being present and being mindful and then listening to other women and listening to our guests and ideas of how to navigate different things in our life, you're constantly, when you have something to look forward to, right? So we have this to look forward to. And during this process, we're not just sitting here and chumming it up. We're learning, we're growing, we're, exposing, ourselves and our weaknesses and our strengths while we're sitting here. And I think that 100% helped me grow,
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah.
I think genuinity, like being able, it like she just said, it just kind of exposes things, but it makes you very, even let's talk about like the check-in. It's almost like you're thinking about what you're going to say on your check-in. What does that do? That makes you think about your week that just happened, the things that you're grateful for, the things you need to work on, all those. It gets brought up and we just keep revisiting it every week. And then it makes me realize like what I'm thankful for and what I need to work on. And I think the podcast so far it's like grounded me more.
That's so great.
It's brought me even more like just grounded me.
Right.
And that's what I needed. I needed that kind of peace, that kind of outlet, that kind of view. And then also being inspired by you guys and our guests and things like that. And continuously looking inward,
right,
of what I can fix or what I can better. Even like Gina and I feel like just how I handle situations. I learned a lot from that experience. Like just what we were just talking about. Mm-hmm. There was so much I took from that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And would I have learned that without that experience?
No,
I didn't enjoy that experience at all. However, I learned a lot and about the situation, about myself, about the way I handled it, the lack of handling it well, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And I feel like every time we bring up a subject on here, it shines a spotlight like on ourselves of what it's not just about our listeners learning.
We're learning with them
all the way we've learned with them. I've changed completely this year.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. What did you learn?
I feel like this year has, I know I've talked about it multiple times in the last few episodes that my lenses have become clearer and clearer. Like I keep getting a better pair of glasses on, And this year, I think that a lot of my personal growth would not have happened without Rooted Warriors. I think that I've opened up my mind and my willingness to learn new things and not think that I know everything, not think that I don't need any new challenges, because I do. And I think that I had reached a point in my life where I was just kind of jaded and sick of people and sick of how I'd been treated. And it helped me to find the true gratitude of life and helped me to realize that there's so much more to life than just work, so much more to life than creating the legacy that I missed out on so much. It gave me an opportunity to really reconnect with Gina and be focused on our friendship again. And that's what I'm most grateful for.
And it's that you have this, I don't know, and maybe we shouldn't talk about each other, but what I've noticed about you more than anything is this level of peace that you have where you're going to make me cry. Stop it. But there's this level of peace that you have and this level of ability to be able to be strong from a different standpoint. And that is rough. That's to me, that instead of like almost pushing your way through or yelling your way through or being frustrated through it, you have this like really peaceful way that you're handling things lately. And I don't know. Am I wrong? Do you see that too?
Mm-hmm. It's a softening of my soul.
Yeah.
And still being able to be who I am,
totally.
Which is a natural leader, a natural alpha female, but still appreciating and understanding that softness needs to be there. And at times I see the old Mo rear her head and I want to
slap the crap out of her because that's what I want to do.
Slowly dismantle her, but I appreciate the opportunity that we've had to do this podcast. God blessed us with the ability to financially do this. He has blessed us all with the time that we've had to put into this, because there's a lot of time that goes into doing this podcast for all of us. Andy doing social media, Gina coming up with topics, us all coming together and doing 2 or 3 episodes at a time. Greg with the editing. There's a lot of time that is spent. And as we all know, our most valuable asset is time.
100%.
But I am grateful that God has given all of us the ability to do this podcast. And I think that there is a purpose for it. And I think that God had a purpose for it in all of our lives. And I also think that for our tribe members that listen, there must be a reason why they're listening to us. And I hope that this next year we can give them what they need and what God wants them to hear.
And I feel like that's exactly why we wanted to do this podcast. We wanted to serve from this aspect and this standpoint. And, and we actually were able to do that. We found it. And now I feel like now we're going to catapult it and we're going to take it to the next level. It was such a learning experience this last year, just trying to feel our way through everything. And like you said, the time that goes into it.
It's a lot of time.
It's so much time.
And that's definitely something that I didn't know, like Gina said, how much work it was going to be. It was funny because I told Bob that we were going to do this podcast and he's like, well, where are you going to find the time for this? Like, you don't have any time as it is. It's going to be a lot of work. I'm like, it's not going to be a lot of work. We're just going to talk. We're just going to talk on the thing. It's not a big deal. And then like after the first couple of weeks of like studying, doing stuff, Bob's like, really? Not a lot of work? And I'm
That's
like,
what Greg says to me too.
And I'm like, yeah. And my kids are like, what are you doing? Like, it's so much time out of your life. And I feel like the one that really gets it is Hannah, because she's an avid listener of ours.
We love you, Hannah.
And so I think that she really gets why we're doing it, because it's obviously not about money, because we're spending our own personal money doing it. I mean, we're the sponsors, let's be honest. So everyone knows
we
that.
love our
We have no other
sponsors.
It's us. If you want to be a sponsor, please help us. You know, we don't do it for financial gain. We don't do it for notoriety. we do it because we feel led to do it. And, you know, I think that that's one of the things that all three of us as women, you know, we're all Christians. We all have our struggle. All of us are perfectly imperfect. We come to this with a different aspect than, obviously we're not a Christian podcast, but you guys all know where we stand. But we want to show you that you can be flawed, because you are flawed. You are a human, and there is struggle, and the struggle doesn't end. It's always there in life. It's what you make of the struggle that's important.
Yeah. It's how you handle it, how you approach it.
Like how you deal with it. Just like you said, your reaction to things, you know, how we react to things. And most of us are very reactive.
Oh, yeah.
And I think all three of us, although we're all three different personalities, we're all very reactive.
And it has to do with, it doesn't matter if it needs to be reacted to.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not your place to react to it.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like you weren't the one that should have been correcting.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's like
100%.
So holding back and just kind of pulling back away from that and kind of looking and going, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I get this, and just calming down and being able to talk about it.
And having a safe space to talk. Pause. That's another thing. Put a pause button.
Yeah.
Pause.
Selah.
Time out.
Yeah.
Time out.
Say less.
Selah all day long.
Or my mom used to say, do you think before you speak?
No. She also said, you made your bed, lay in it. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you, tribe. We appreciate you for everything that we all received in 2024.
Here's the 2025, ladies.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Mighty Mo signing off in 2024 with a heart full of gratitude. Tribe, you've been the roots that keep this journey strong and steady. Together, we've learned to laugh, learn, love, and we cannot wait to see what 2025 is going to bring us all. Stay rooted in truth, cherish every moment, and until next year, feel blessed, be blessed.